Hi and welcome to Outdoors with Richard, and thank you for joining me for this video. So today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Flextail Max Pump 3. Now here in the UK you can purchase this pump for around £40. However, depending where you live or where you purchase this pump from, prices may vary. Now starting with the packaging, it's nice, clear, simple packaging. It's got a picture of the pump on the front of the box. It tells you a little bit more about the pump on the side, and then it gives you some more information and also what's included in the box at the back. Right, so in the box, what do we get for our money? First of all, we get the pump itself, which is a really nice looking pump. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. You also get a little mini USB-C charging cable. You get a little user guide. You also get, and I'll try to hold all these up, you get 6 attachment air nozzles, which we'll take a closer look at in a minute. And then to top it off, you get a really nice little Flextail drawstring storage bag to store all your stuff in. Right, let's take a closer look at this pump. So first impressions of this pump. Right, well, first of all, it looks really, really nice. It looks very well made, nice and durable. Now, I've gone for this pump in the orange color. You can get it in a black and you can also get it in a white. Now, when it comes to the size of this pump, I've measured this pump. The length of this pump comes in at around 8.5 centimeters or 3.5 inches. When it comes to the width at the widest point, it comes in at around 5 centimeters or 1.9 inches. And then the width at the narrowest point comes in at around 3 centimeters or 1.3 inches. Now, when it comes to the weight of this pump, I weigh it in at around 122 grams or 4.3 ounces. So it's not very heavy at all. Now, with regards to the motor in this pump, it's classed as a 5 kpd motor, and it's also capable of producing an airflow rate of up to 500 litres a minute. So super, super impressive. Right, another thing I noticed with this pump is it has a carabiner clip on the top, which is super useful to have. I really like that, and it certainly looks well made. It also folds down nice and neatly when you're not using it. Now, moving on to the power of this motor, you've got your P for power button here. Now, to start this, you would double click it and the motor would start. Now, before I show you and demonstrate the motor, you can actually run this motor on 2 different settings. You can run it on a low setting and a high setting. Now, when you start this motor, it starts straight away on a high setting. You can then keep your finger down on the power button, and then it will drop down to a lower speed. And then click it again and it'll turn itself off. So let's do that now. So we're going to click it twice. That gets it to a high speed. Keep my finger on it, and it drops to a low speed. And then if I click it again, it turns itself off. Now, as far as battery time goes, if you were to run this pump with the motor on a low speed, the battery life would say be around 60 minutes. If you ran this pump with the motor on high, the battery life would last around 30 minutes. Now, when it comes to the decibel rating of this pump, I've measured the decibel rating on several different devices. And what I can say is that when I put this pump, or run this pump, I should say, on the low setting, the decibel rating is around 80 to 85. When I run this pump on the high setting, it's coming in at 90 to 95 decibels. So not the quietest pump, but then again, it's not offensively loud. Now, taking a closer look on the front as well, you have an L for light. Now you have a choice of 3 settings for your LED lights. Your first setting, you can have this running at 100 lumens. You then press it again, it can go to 200 lumens, and if you press it a third time, this light will go to 300 lumens. So let's do that to start. So if I press it, double click it to get it going. So your first set of lights on, 3 triangular little lights. Hopefully you can see that and I'm not blinding you. That gives you 100 lumens. Now, if you were to run this light just with 100 lumens, battery time, it's going to last about 11 hours. If I then click that again, those 3 triangular little lamps, LEDs, go out, and then you've got 3 sort of stripped LEDs light up. Now that's your 200 lumens, and if you ran it on 200 lumens, battery life is going to be about 5 hours, so it drops down quite a lot, the battery life. And then if you click it a third time, the previous LEDs come back on, so in total it's going to give you 300 lumens. Now I'm not going to blind you, hopefully I'm not blinding you. Now if you run this pump with 300 lumens on, battery life is going to be around 4 hours. So but it's nice to give you a choice of how bright you actually want your light. Now Flextail say with that in mind, you can use this pump as a flashlight. With the carabiner, you can obviously clip that in your tent and have that as your tent light. But with this carabiner, you know, if you're walking along and the light starts fading, you can always clip this light onto a backpack or rucksack, or perhaps straight on your jacket. You can also use this as an outside light, and you can actually connect this this lamp to a tripod, which I'll explain a little bit more to you about in a minute. Now, when it comes to charging this this pump, on the front here you've got a little USB-C charging port, and directly underneath that you've got a little LED light. Now when you're charging this, the light will flicker red, and when it's fully charged it will go a constant green. Now charging time for this pump, from it being completely flat, will this pump will charge in about 45 to 60 minutes, Flextail say. Right, let's take a closer look at the attachments we get with this pump. Let's talk about the 6 attachment air nozzles that you get with this pump. Now the nozzles that you get are listed as N1 to N6. Now your first nozzle is this one, which is your N1. Now this is designed for pool inflatables, so your lilos, the rings, the donuts. You can also use this to inflate a beach ball if you wish. However, Flextail say that this is not designed to inflate actual footballs. So just the pool inflatables for this nozzle. Your next one is designed for the very big camping mats, probably the heavy duty ones you get, say, from Decathlon or something like that. But this one is your N2 nozzle, and as I say, designed to help inflate the very big mats. This is your N3 nozzle, and this is designed to inflate the inflatable pillows. This is your N4 nozzle, and this is probably the most widely used nozzle, and this is designed to inflate the single air mats. Your N5, this one is designed for the storage bags. You know, if you've got those storage bags, you put your clothes in, and then you can then suck all the air out of it, so it really shrinks down so you can store them away. This is that nozzle to help you with that. And then finally, you've got your N6. Now, this one is designed to help you connect a tripod to the pump so you can use the light outdoors. Now, when it comes to connecting your attachment nozzles to the pump, it's very simple. Quite simply, they just push straight on the bottom like this. I've just used this one but they all work exactly the same. Now with this connection, which is designed for the tripod, which you can buy separately, you just put that in there, and then as you can see, you've got a little connection there at the bottom where that can screw straight on to a tripod, I should say. Now also, apart from inflating stuff, you can deflate and get the air out of stuff. So take your nozzle of choice, and then instead of where you would inflate stuff, you can deflate stuff by simply pushing it straight on the back, and that will suck all the air out of your mat or pad or whatever you're looking to use it on. Now, other things to know about this pump. First of all, Flextail say that this is designed to work in low temperatures. So, you know, when the mercury drops and it gets really cold, this pump should still perform very well. Flextail also say that this can work really well at high altitude, up to say 5,000 meters, they say. This pump is also water resistant. It's not waterproof. However, if you get a bit of rain on it or what have you, it should still be fine. Now, this also has different uses, and one of the uses you can use this for as well is just to blow some air in the base of, say, your campfire to get it going. Right, I'm gonna do a little test with this pump now. I'm actually going to inflate one of my camping mats. Now, this is the Origin camping mat. I actually have done a review on this camping mat. It was the last video I did. So if you are interested in a really good camping mat, a budget camping mat, go and check out my last video. But I'm gonna inflate this mat with this pump for the simple reason this is a really big camping mat. It's 200 centimeters in length. It's about 76 centimeters in width, and it has impressive 14 centimeters of thickness. Now, I have inflated this camping mat with 2 previous Flextail pumps, and they inflated this mat in a time of between 4 to 5 minutes. So let's see if this new Flextail Max Pump 3 can inflate it quicker. It should do, because this is Flextail's most powerful pump yet. So let's give that a go now. Right, I've got my Origin camping mat ready to inflate. Now, last time when I inflated this particular camping mat, I used the Flextail Zero pump, and I also used the Flextail Tiny Pump 2. And as I said, inflation time took around 4 to 5 minutes with those 2 pumps. So let's now have a go with the new Flextail Max Pump 3 and see if it can improve on those times. It should do, because this is by far Flextail's most powerful pump. Right. Okay. It's all ready to go. Got my pump. I've got my stopwatch here. Rightio. Okay, let's get this in here ready, and let's get this timer going, and we're off and running. Right, as I said, this is Flextail's most powerful pump, so this should inflate this pad or camping mat the quickest out of all their pumps. But we're only 20 seconds in, and this is already going up pretty quickly. I must say that I'm very impressed with this pump. It's inflating this mat really quickly, and although I mentioned the decibel level on this pump, actually when it's connected up to a mat, it's really not that loud. But looking at the timer now, we're a minute in, and this is well on its way to being fully inflated, this mat. Looking good. Just coming up to finishing now. There you go. Stop that. And I'll make that 1 minute 30 seconds. So that is super impressive, because as I said, the Zero pump and the Flextail Tiny Pump 2 took between 4 to 5 minutes to inflate this size mats. So 1.5 minutes, there you have it, a really solid performing, powerful pump. Right, let's talk about if there's any pros or cons with this new Flextail Max Pump 3. So starting with the pros, in a nutshell, I would say this. First of all, I think it's well designed. I think it performs really well. I think it's durable. I think it's relatively light. It's not too noisy. It has many different uses and it's inexpensive. So what's not to like about this pump? Cons, let's think. If I were to nitpick, I would say that although this is water resistant, it's not waterproof. If this was waterproof, that would be great. Also, as I said, you can buy, as an optional extra, you can buy the tripod to connect this pump to, so you've got that outside light. I think if Flextail included that tripod with this pump, I think that would be amazing. That definitely would be icing on the cake. I think about the Nature Hike tents you can buy. They are budget tents, but Nature Hike includes, say, the footprint, and I think that's a really nice touch. So if Flextail included the tripod, because I think it's a great idea to be able to use this outside and have it on a tripod. So if they included that tripod in the price, as I say, that would be icing on the cake. And the only other thing I would say is that when it comes to the noise of this pump, as I said earlier, it's not offensively loud, and it might sound even louder than it is on this video, but it's not that loud. However, in saying that, if they could reduce the volume by, say, even if it was 5 decibels, I think that would be better. However, because this is a powerful pump, when you're inflating or deflating something, because it's so efficient, this pump isn't on long. So, hey, it's not that bad. But other than that, I really like this pump. I highly recommend it. And what I would say is that if you're looking for a new pump, or you're looking to upgrade the pump you've currently got, I would definitely take a look at this pump. But on that note, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.